Radio entertainment. You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Am I matching that to the beat?
Yeah, you got it. No, you got it.
Because I know there's a little bit off.
Yeah.
First one
And
was
I'm
better
ahead,
than the
right?
second
The
one.
first three were almost there. You got that? Yeah, right there. You got
Wait a
it.
minute.
Yeah. Bingo.
Welcome to the
watching
Mike
it.
O'Mara Show. We are enjoying our second decade of the show that's become a daily routine for thousands of listeners in great places like Boone, North Carolina.
Boone, the mushroom.
Hey, man. What's wrong with me? This is not politically correct. I shouldn't say it, but I so want to say it.
Maybe later.
I don't care. We're a podcast. If you're looking for Poon, you got to go to Boone.
I think that's safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you.
And after
Needles.
my recent visit, you're dead on.
Needles hot.
Because he was there.
Why did you say that?
Because it's a college
I know you
town.
were there, but really?
College town, a lot of good-looking women walking the streets.
I don't know if you're the right
And
person
men.
to ask
And
about
men,
this, but
yeah.
Needles Highway, South Dakota, Gardner, Montana, Timpaki, Crete, Sedona, Arizona, the People's Republic of Bangladesh. We are on now and delighted to have you along on Thursday's episode. We're very happy to have
Yes.
you here. It's been a great week of shows, and we'll have our talking head coming in a minute here. I did want to just get this out of the way in case my family comes popping in. This is just throwing it out there for you, okay? Let me see if you guys are frozen. No, you're not frozen.
Okay.
When your son really has a problem with his teacher, how do you handle it? I'm just curious. I think a bug just crawled on me.
We had trouble. I think it was Julia's third grade teacher.
Yeah.
Mrs. B, we will call her. Let her be. And we actually went in.
Last name Ach?
You're closer than you know. We did a conference with her, and we went in and we did it was just me and Carrie and the teacher. Julia was not there. And she, after hearing Julia's side and we heard the teacher's side, the teacher was classifying characteristics in Julia that I think are good, like creativity and thinking outside the box type characteristics. She said she's a disruption in the class and that she is making it harder for other. And I talked to Julia and I said, here's the deal. We're not going to ever see eye to eye with this teacher. You got to just sort of bear out this year and hope we do better next year. Because I'm on your side here, but we're part of the system. And and Julia was very mature at third grade. She actually bought into it. But we did have 1 year where the teacher was just unacceptable. And you have
Here are
to
the facts.
explains a
I'll give
lot.
you the facts about my situation.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll lay them out for you real quick. And this won't take long because
All right.
I don't want to dwell on it.
All right.
But the from my son's perspective, mean. From my son's perspective, yells at the class too much. Not him specifically. He hasn't
Okay.
gotten in trouble, but he is uptight. The theory we have, by the way, the teacher in dealing with us during what is a hell year for teachers.
Yeah.
I err on the side of supporting the teachers with this. The interpersonal communication between this teacher and my family, my wife in particular, has been stellar.
I recall
the answers,
this. Yeah.
the open house when the teacher spoke to us about getting vaccinated, telling us she was first in line was a delight for us. So everything's been very, very positive. And my wife is, erring on the side of the teacher. And when you make the leap from first to second grade, I think you're going from that nurturing world to here's your work, get it done, don't F around. And I remember as a kid, my second grade experience was similar because it's the first time you're really getting it done in class where
things are required
they're
of
being
you.
taskmasters. And but my kid, let me tell you something, the bitch gene fell off daddy's shoulder and right into his lap, and he's great at it.
Complaining?
Oh God, he got it from me. I'm looking at him. He's a mini me.
That's great.
He's a mini me, and I'm looking at
It's
him.
not
every
all
day.
healthy. Maybe it's time to show them what the world's all about and say life isn't fair. Keep your head down, do the work, and move on.
Well, I don't want to completely discount. I swore to God that I would not be the kind of parent that's going to say anything my little darling says is perfection, because it's not.
No, you're right.
But I also don't want to completely blow it. Now, what are you chuckling at? What are you laughing at?
This is why we're
childless
we're
one?
soft. This is why everyone's so soft, because you got to listen to them and hear them and feel them. My dad used to say, when he was engaged, he'd say, and when you own the school, you can make the rules. You decide.
That's good.
But it's okay. But
no, there's a part of me that listens to that and smiles and goes, yeah, I get that too.
But it's okay to examine it and see exactly where the kid is coming
Between
from.
him and his wife, but you can't tell the kid that, like, everybody gets a vote. We all have feelings.
I didn't say that. I didn't come anywhere.
No.
Hey. I didn't come anywhere near that.
And you heard the end of my story. I told Julie, I said, you got to deal with it. Deal with it.
And I've said that to Michael a couple of times, that that's just the way it's going to be. But it still sucks. You know, you'd like
I said to Julia,
but I remember there are grades that you don't have the perfect fit.
She said, Dad, it's not fair. I said, every day I have to go in and look at Oscar.
In high school, I had a teacher railroad me, right, completely to my parents. And I remember going to my parents, even in high school, and saying, this guy is out of line. And looking back at it, he was right. I was a little F-stick. I deserved everything I got. Everything.
You're a little smart ass, right?
Yes.
Little scab picker even back then.
Oh, my God. Yes.
Kicked out of every school on the East Coast.
Oh, please.
Like he was like Bruno Kirby in Good Morning Vietnam. Way, way, way out of line.
Out of line.
Out of line. Hey, by the way, we'd like to say hi to everybody in Timpaki, Crete.
Yes, hello,
because
Crete.
that's where that's where Adrian Cronauer started his career.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Crete.
Yeah, I think, you know what?
That's in the movie. If you see the movie, yeah.
Been a while.
So I'm dealing with that, and there's a school counselor.
You should just
Counselor.
parallel your life. Say, Michael, I too at one time knew a man named Jeff Hedges, and he was not fair to me, but I had to take it because I didn't own the radio station. That's why I built this empire.
He was fair to me, Oscar. It was just, he was one of those guys that ran.
Yeah.
When the decision was made.
Yeah.
You know, when you can be performing at a high level.
The one time that he really should have said, "Look into my eyes."
All right, let's bring in our talking head, Mason Miller.
Yes.
Sounds like a DJ name. Mason has been listening since the early WAVA days, circa 1986.
Yeah.
As a boy, he loved Mike's Raymond Burr impression, but did not understand why a big star would love chocolate so much. There are a lot of people listening to us now with today's incarnation of the show that have no idea what this is.
You're right.
All right. I'm not sure I want to spend the time explaining it, but I'm not. There we are. That's between me and Mason and you.
That's right.
Nowadays, he prefers Jacqueline Stallone. Haven't done her in a long time.
Yeah.
So when I hear these, it's just when you do what I do, you just want to dive right in, and go, because she's dead too.
Yeah. How about your husband?
Maybe you'll put me in the dumpster.
Yeah, you know what? She could visit. Absolutely.
Yeah, that dumpster's bananas.
It's getting full, Jackie.
All right, stop it. Sorry, ladies, he's a married guy. He married Amanda 17 years ago, and they live in Dripping Springs, Texas. That is the dirtiest sounding town I have ever heard. Dripping Springs,
That's
Texas.
why I chose it.
But it's a suburb of Austin, which is the coolest town in Texas. So that's cool. You got that going for you. They have two sons. Davis is 12. Elliot is 6. And two cats, Simon and Georgia. The cats vomit a lot. The boys don't, but the cats do. Both of his parents were in the Air Force, and his dad was one of the pilots for Air Force Two, serving George H.W.
wow.
Bush.
Cool.
Gore and Quayle.
this.
That's cool. He once attended Dan Quayle's Christmas party. I'm already laughing, and I'm just reading the bio right now. I'll have to ask. Ding. Note to self. After living in Tacoma, Washington, Enid, Oklahoma, San Antonio, Texas, Springfield, Virginia, and Annapolis, Maryland, he got his nautical archaeology MA degree from Texas A&M. Nautical archaeology. Are you excited about the big find in Peru with the 800-year-old corpses that they dug up?
If I had heard about it beforehand, I probably would be. Yeah.
But was it under the water or was it on land?
You didn't hear about that either, Oscar?
No, we're landlocked, so I just deal with Bolivia.
All right. Well, anyway, it's a big story. I read it in like 5 different. Shut up.
Mike,
all right, here we go.
All of those corpses used to listen to the Liddy show.
I know in Peru there's a really good preservation for burials up in Peru, up in the mountains and stuff. I wonder if that's what it was related to.
They were digging a gas pipeline or working on a gas pipeline. Let's see. So you got the archaeology. I want to ask what that is, nautical archaeology, because it sounds really cool. He fought killer bees and army ants in Belize and explored a 16th century shipwreck in a Portuguese island chain. As a teen, well, I'm sure that's what nautical archaeology is. You basically explore
underwater.
wrecks. Yeah. Let's see. As a teen, he worked at Mike's favorite movie house in Annapolis. Is that the one in the mall? Annapolis Mall?
The harbor, the one over the Amish market.
Okay. All right. Very good. All right.
That's the Harbor Theater. Yeah.
Yep, the Harbor Theater. He is a former phone booth Olympics winner and once met the Morning Zoo gang at a Blockbuster. Oh, we signed a lot of T-shirts at Blockbuster. He is currently a cultural resource management archaeologist. That has to be around D.C., right? That job?
No, he's in Austin.
Yeah, he's Austin.
It's everywhere, but I'm in Austin, but they have them all over the place, yeah.
Mike, this is Mason Miller. You're on the line with him.
I know I'm on the line. All right, shut up, Oscar. I'm trying to just read. Rob, can we... Let me explain. There's a word called editing, all right?
Yeah, Mike, all of these
5 million
all
things
of these
in
facts
here.
are important. They're all
not.
They are,
They're
Mike.
not. I don't need to know that he's currently a cultural resource management archaeologist, for Christ's sake. I'm trying to entertain people here.
But the thing is he theorizes that that's the same title that Elizabeth has.
No, Elizabeth is, I don't know what Elizabeth, she's doing something working in a cemetery.
She's on land.
All right.
His backyard was once featured in an episode of PD Live on the A&E network, and our talking head once tore a movie ticket for Mayor for Life Marion Shapiloff Berry Jr. Intrigued you should be. Now here's Mason. Hi, Mason. I mean, I got about 15, 16, 17 minutes to talk to you after this marathon. It's always
He's done a lot
about
with
editing.
his life.
Yeah.
It's always about editing. How are you, my friend? Nice to see you.
I'm doing great. This is just an absolute joy to get to talk to you guys. Thank you so much for the opportunity to do this. This has been
we're always a student of backdrops on this show, so it looks to me as though you took your computer and went upstairs, and then you went up to another stair because you live in an old Victorian, and then you climbed a ladder, and you went up to a secret bedroom up in the eaves of your home, and that's where you are right now.
Your observation is absolutely pretty spectacular. I'm actually at my office, and they crammed me underneath some stairs, kind of like Harry Potter. No, not really. There's an upstairs area in our office that's kind of like a private upstairs sort of thing. So that's where I am. But yeah, very good. The secret bedroom is actually right in front of me. I can't show you.
And are you or are you not seated at the top of a stepladder?
That's funny.
Just a really tall chair.
Okay.
Wow. So you've been listening for a very, very, very long time, and that is a suburb of Austin, which I think is on my bucket list in the United States of a city I would love to visit. That's a pretty cool area of the great state of Texas when you're not dealing with some other things in that state.
Yeah. When you're not dealing with some of the stuff that's here, yes, this is a really a great place to live. I came here back in the 90s, and it's been just absolutely exploding over the years, and it's been a really nice spot. Lots to see, lots to do. There's water, there's mountains, there's all kinds of stuff. It's great. But I would stress mountains from a Texas point of view, which is not anywhere near mountains elsewhere.
So just hills, really.
Yeah, but I mean, when you compare it to where I live, which is the land of flat, I mean, it's there's nothing here. I mean, it's just a flat peninsula. That's what we have. I want to ask you about your job, nautical archaeology. That sounds to me, the simple explanation would be you participate in finding artifacts from ships. Is that kind of what it is?
That was that's where I got my degree, was in nautical archaeology, which is essentially the archaeology of seafaring ships and things like that.
Cool.
A lot of the work that I do nowadays is actually on land, dealing with what we call prehistoric archaeological sites. I don't do as much on the water anymore. Most of the work that I do is on land, because that's where a lot of the public development projects are. But on occasion, I still get to go out and do projects here and there. The most recent one that we worked on was recording a World War I emergency fleet shipwreck outside of Beaumont, Texas, which was just sitting below a bridge that the Texas Department of Transportation was working on. And so we got to go out and take all these really cool underwater sonar pictures of it and all this. It was really a lot of fun. Yeah.
You know, when you talk about doing that, and you have the incredible education level with that type of work, had in all of your studies, or when you learned about what it is that is involved in this, did you ever have any desire to do what would probably be described on these reality shows or some of these TV shows as treasure hunting, where you would be able to go out to a wreck? And because I think of that, what's that movie with Scott Conn,
Jessica Alba,
right?
Into
where they
the
go out
deep
to
or
the
deep
wreck.
blue sea.
It's cool. It's great bikini shots on that show.
And just to dovetail that, Mike, if you don't mind, what are the rules of engagement when you find a bale of cocaine or marijuana under some sort of sunken ship or drug plane?
You got to bring it back to Josh Brolin is what you have to do.
That is an excellent question, Oscar. Following the archaeological rules of superposition, that would indicate that that bale of cocaine is older than the shipwreck, because the shipwreck's resting on top of it. Ooh. So it had to have been there before that ship came down. So that would give you a good indication of how old that cocaine was.
Wow. Does it go bad?
Does it go bad? That's
underwater, you'd be surprised how well things can be preserved, and that's typically how we keep things going in archaeology, is through the drugs that we find.
That's what funds it. Into the Blue is the name of the movie. Into the Blue.
And actually, it's funny you mentioned Into the Blue. The thing that actually got me inspired and interested in underwater archaeology was I watched a movie called The Deep with Jacqueline Bisset and Nick Nolte.
Jacqueline Bisset is her all-time hottest.
Yeah,
amazing looking, really spectacular. One of my favorites, absolutely.
Now, and it's a good time, because that one they were I guess trying to harvest all of the opium that was in a sunken ship. But I found just the whole concept of being able to dive on these ships and be able to study them and explore them and all of that just being completely fascinating. And that movie literally was the light bulb that went bing on the top of my head.
No. So you're certified and you do a lot of diving in this line of work you have done that in the past? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What about drones? Have they changed the ability for man to actually explore now? Drones underwater? Do you think that's actually evolved? I'm sure you made the transition to land, but the idea that and I'll use the worst film possible, but remember when they found the Titanic and they revisited?
Yeah.
They had subs back then that were like, oh my God, this is so space age. 20 years later, you could throw a drone down that you bought off online, and then you're working. You're down. You can see underwater.
And the drone would be a better actor than the fat guy in Titanic.
Yeah. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. So those are usually called remotely operated vehicles, or ROVs, underwater.
Guy with the beard.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. All right. Go ahead.
I'm listening.
He does that to me.
Thank you, Mason.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
I can't remember the guy.
ROVs.
I know a lot of his
ROVs.
Yeah. So and some of the newer ones are really fascinating. What they can do with the photo documentation abilities, to where you can actually generate three-dimensional models that are dimensionally accurate. Like, you can take the models and measure distances and volumes and things just using photographs. And so a lot of these newer ones are going down and collecting all of this information about these ships without ever sending a diver down, because once you start sending divers underwater, it becomes a lot more expensive, a lot more dangerous. There's just a whole lot more that can go wrong with those sorts of things. And so we rely increasingly on remote investigations to try to find out as much as we can that way. So these drones and the new technologies have made a huge difference. Yeah.
Oscar brought up Titanic, and this is actually something I wanted to ask you about. always drives us crazy when we see a TV show or a movie when someone's on the radio and they're obviously not really doing it right. They don't have headphones on. They're not running the board right. When you see a movie like Titanic and they do that massive dive in the front of it to go down to the ship, do you spot factual errors and stuff like that? And does it drive you crazy, or did they do a good job?
Yeah, on that one, the archaeology part of it is pretty limited. They didn't do a whole lot
at the beginning.
It was just at the very, very beginning. But and the specifics of that one, because I certainly don't have a lot of experience with really, really deep sea archaeology, but I watched a recent movie with Kevin Costner called like New Daughter or something like that.
Okay.
That was literally all about they had moved into where there was a Native American burial ground, a burial mound in the back of their house. And they had to call in this archaeologist to actually give them an idea of what it was. And I was like, oh my God, the archaeologist is going to be the hero of this movie. This is going to be great. And then they just proceeded to dig these huge holes inside of it. And I would just kind of go, oh, this hurts. But you do see some accuracies so some of those portrayals, but there's a lot of overstep. It's a lot slower, a lot simpler.
What about Cocoon? Any facts there? Can you actually take the Cocoon?
Are we going to do every movie that's ever been made, for Christ's sake? I want to ask a real quick question. One more quick question about your degree. Because Elizabeth is planning, I think now, because she's locked into the whole archaeology thing, and she is getting ready to get her master's in archaeology. Good move, do you think, for that? Because I was just kind of curious about that. Just wondering.
A word of advice for all of those little archaeologists out there, young archaeologists like your daughter, that master's degree is really important to get, because if you don't have one, you can't really rise to a level in the industry to where you can control your own projects and things like that. Oh. And so having that master's degree makes a very big difference. Mm-hmm. Yes.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know. Something's interfering with the.
It is amazing. I keep hearing a jingling sound.
Don't worry about it.
It's actually an in-demand industry right now. People would never realize how many archaeologists are out there and how many are actually needed right now. And so it is an in-demand industry. I'm
calling her after the show and telling her what you just said. That's awesome. I'm very excited about that. Yeah. So here's a really cool fact about you. Your father was one of the pilots for Air Force Two for multiple vice presidents, George H.W. Bush, Al Gore, and Dan Quayle. That's got to be, and that's all those years that you're growing up, right? So that had to be
big deal.
Yeah, kind of neat to have dad with a job like that, right?
It was great. I was always really, really proud of him. And it was a sort of a fun thing that we always got to hear about. Before that, he was actually Reagan's advance agent for Air Force One. So wherever Ronald Reagan went, he went and made sure that the arrangements for the plane itself were correct. So where it was going to taxi, where it was going to stop, things like that. And so I always like to talk about, or I like to say that I had the absolute best Hard Rock Cafe T-shirt collection of any of my friends. Because
that's cool.
They could have, your friends might have the Washington D.C. or the New York, but they wouldn't have the Jakarta or the Sydney.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so
that was your dad's thing, that he'd grab one of those for you when he was traveling the world. Cool. That is so cool. Yeah. That tells me a lot about your father.
My dad would bring me nothing back.
He was a lot of fun. It always
gets back to that. God, that's so he's so broken.
Your dad might just leave you there.
Go ahead, Mason.
He was gone. The only part that was sort of like a was, he was gone a lot, but
serving his country.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Paying the mortgage.
Exactly. Jesus. And we actually had I just remember as a kid in Springfield, we had literally like one of those, like a bat phone in the house that was, if this phone ever rings and your dad's not around, you go grab him right away.
Wow.
Because it was one of these where it could be like one of these, you just got to run right away and go take care of something.
Wow.
Or whatever.
Cool.
How was Dan Quayle's Christmas party?
That was actually, well, first off, it took a long time to get in. So I was expecting a much shorter, like a more intimate, it was a lot of folks, but I loved going in there and feeding their dogs the little finger food. They'd have the people walking around with the canapes and stuff like that. And I would just take some on the plate, and they just let the dogs just kind of wander around. And so I would just kind of come over and take one off. Here you go. Sneak it over. And
That's so cool.
That's great.
The child over there is poisoning the vice president's dog.
Here's some chocolate.
Beware. What is the show PD Live that was on A&E?
Cops.
Yeah, cop show.
Yeah, it was. I think it was actually. I might have said it wrong. It's live PD. I think what it was. It was on A&E.
It's kind of cops, but it's a live feed, right? Is that?
Yeah, it was like
is?
a live feed of cops, and my house was actually, unbeknownst to us, featured on it. We were out at the movies, and I came home, and I looked out in the back porch, and I said, "What in the hell happened to our fence?" Something had just completely smashed it, and a lot of the pickets were broken and everything. And it was an old fence, but I was like, what is going on? And then a few weeks later, I was just talking to a neighbor about something else, and he just blah, 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 blah. And he said, and what with all that police chase going on in your backyard and everything? And I went, police chase, what?
You didn't know.
I didn't know anything about it. So they sent me a link to actually watch the footage. And it was the most bizarre experience to see. It was essentially a guy had stolen a car, and he had gotten into a wreck, and then it was a foot chase. And so these police are running up and down our street in our neighborhood. And then the culmination, the guy went into our yard and climbed over the back of our fence. And so you see this footage of these cops running through our backyard. Thank God I had mowed the lawn like the day before, so it looked decent. But then I just watched them climbing over this fence and just obliterating it, and then standing on my shed to try to climb over the top. And I'm going, "Oh God, my shed!" Yeah,
did they get the guy?
They did. Yeah, they tackled him in the back right behind our house. Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that.
And the cops did all that damage, and they never told you. You had to find out from a neighbor.
I did, yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah,
that's wild.
It was one of those things where I actually talked to the insurance company about it. Like, could I just cover this as like a claim or something like that? And they said that they would go after, they would try to go get it from the police first. And I was always kind of like, well, they're trying to take care of the community.
That's the grift. That's the insurance company grift.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? As opposed to us, I think we're going to go see if we can get the police. You wouldn't have a problem going into a protracted legal battle with law enforcement in your local community, would you? We're insurance companies. Yes, we're terrible, horrible, nasty insurance companies. All right. Last question for you. It says here at the very end of your bio that Mason Miller once tore a movie ticket. I seem to think that a lot of our listeners somehow come across Mayor for Life, the late Marion Barry. Tell us all about that fantastic experience that lasted probably 1 second.
So, well, actually, the really funny part of this is that, I was always so thrilled to tear your ticket at the theater. I'd see you coming up that long escalator into the theater, and so I would see you coming, and I'd get so excited. So on that day, you were at that same theater. You were in a different movie.
Really?
And then about 15, and then about 15, 20 minutes later, Marion Barry comes rolling up that same escalator, but he was wearing like the full dashiki and everything.
Yeah.
Right. He had like a group with him, and they came up, and I was just absolutely floored. He didn't talk to me at all.
Give me the specific one more time. Give me the specific location of what theater and what part of the DC area we're talking about here, because I'm curious as to. Okay,
it was
in Annapolis.
At the Annapolis, it was the Harbor 9 Theater, which was on top of that Amish market. Remember the Amish market that you could go to on the weekends? And I cannot remember the cross street, but
okay, all right, and it's in downtown Annapolis. It was uptown Annapolis, right?
Yeah.
That's where it was. It was in uptown Annapolis. I'm thinking. I still can't remember. I'm getting old, Mason. I can't help it. So the mayor was he kind to you during that 8 second?
He was. I think I actually said that you were in the theater. I think I said, like, "Oh my God, Mike O'Mara's here too. This is great." But he didn't say anything.
No.
I just don't want. Come on, we're going. We're leaving. We're leaving now.
Do you remember?
We're leaving now because this guy does an impression of me. I don't want to stay in the same theater with that ass. That O'Mara ass. I don't care for him. He's a dick. I don't like him at all. Yes.
What movie did the mayor see?
He went and saw Adam's Family Values.
Really?
Hey, Mayor, do you like Gomez?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have. That wouldn't have been me. I wouldn't have been in that one. Not a chance.
Well, no, Mike, you were seeing your usual. You were seeing Showgirls again.
Caligula. I was seeing Caligula 2 theaters
In
down.
the adult theater.
Mason, really, what an amazing world. That's great. I love this. This just continues the great tradition of our talking heads. We always give our listeners a chance to say hello to anybody they want to say hello to at the end of our interview. So lay it on us, Mason Miller.
Oh, sure. Well, I would certainly like to say hi to all of my coworkers at Amatera Environmental. This is the company that I work for, as well as all the other colleagues in the cultural resource management field. It's been a real thrill to get to work in this. I'd like to say hi to my beautiful wife, Amanda. I love you very much.
Nice.
And to my 2 kids, Davis and Elliot, especially a nice shout out to Davis. We've moved into a new school. He started middle school. It's been, an adjustment for him. And I just want him to know that we love him and we're very, very proud of him.
Mason,
sweet.
you rock. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening.
you.
Keep it up.
Thank you.
Spread the word. And if we ever get down to Austin, come out and see us. Okay, my friend?
Absolutely. We will.
Thank you.
Thank
That's
you,
Mason
Mason.
Miller. And we have to take a quick break. And when we come back, it's the homepage. And man, Talking Heads. I love it every single week. Always fantastic. We will be right back with your news right here on The Mike O'Mara Show.
Hello, listen to me. It's Jackie Mason. And on Earth, I was a sensation. Now I'm dead. In the ground, what a break. Only a schmuck dies before being a TMOS talking head. I missed out. Mike, Rob, and Oscar are real menschers. They love the whole mishpacha. Oi, such fun. But I missed my chance to kibitz with them. Now it's not too late for you, boy check or girl check. You don't need to be a schnorrer. Just ask nicely. Email Rob with the 2 B's at MikeOmeraShow.com and give him your spiel. Soon you can be talking with 3 goys and it won't cost pupkas. Booby, don't be a putz. Use some chutzpah and send that note. Include your phone number. Everyone will cabal when they hear you and maybe even pat your kepi. Quit kvetching and do it. Only a Meshuggah would turn down a chance to be part of the Michigas. So plots, have an ush, schlep over to your computer and schmooze the boys or I'll kick you in the tuchus. Oi!
I said to Rob, give me some Yiddish. He delivered. When was the last time you checked on the current value of your home?
Yeah.
With home equity rising at the highest levels in years, you may be sitting on a golden opportunity without even knowing it. The nationwide average, homes have increased 18% in value. That is nationwide. It's bananas.
That's crazy.
For the birds. Yours could be worth even more. So what does this mean to you? Because it's all about you. You know that.
Yeah, of course.
With record low interest rates and the availability of all this equity, you can remove PMI, pay off credit cards, student loans, or take that vacation you've been putting off, making all of it tax deductible. It's more important now than ever to work with a team you can trust. And Mark Livingstone is a good guy, and his team is spectacular because not only me, but Oscar and Rob and our family members, we have all used Cornerstone First Financial. They are a direct lender. They have their own cash, so they can guarantee to meet or beat any competitor, and they will tell you what your home is worth with absolutely no obligation. Whether it's a refi or a purchasing, you just have to call them right now. Cornerstone First Financial, 202-625-1221 or cornerstonefirst.com. And we thank Cornerstone for everything they've done for us, ladies and gentlemen.
From the 4 corners of the World Wide Web and into your digital device, it's what you need to know. This is the homepage.
Well, we always talk about bills coming due in the media. A lot of famous people knew Jeffrey Epstein, but, the bill for that is coming due for a lot of people. Bill Gates started up some kind of friendship or association with him in 2011. And this was 3 years after Epstein was convicted of a solicitation of prostitution from a minor. In a new interview on the PBS NewsHour, and they're usually not pit bulls on that. Old Judy Woodruff's pretty mellow. She asked Bill Gates what he knew about Epstein when he started meeting with him. Well, that made Bill pretty uncomfortable.
Oh, no.
I would think so.
I didn't see it. I'm just reading the story of it. He said, quote, I had dinners with him. I regret doing that. He had a relationship with people. He said, who would give. he had relationships with people, he said, who would give to global health, which is an interest I have. He admitted that it was a mistake and said nothing came of those meetings, so he cut Epstein off. Woodruff kept pressing. Gates kept squirming. At one point, she asked him if there's a lesson to be learned from the experience. This is a weird quote, and he said, quote, "Well, he's dead, so in general, you always have to be careful." Just a little awkward.
Sounds like she might have caught him off balance if he's saying stuff like that.
Well, because the reports that his wife was upset that she was engaging with him at the time.
Yep.
So and it's a little strange that all of this comes about literally within the wake of the Epstein information coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Then you find out that Bill Gates has had these transgressions in his past,
right?
And I honestly, I sit here and I say that guy's done so much good for the world. Mm-hmm. Maybe we just lay off these guys a little bit.
Yeah, and it's just all about who you hang out with. And I think when you talk about somebody at the level of a Bill Gates, you're talking about statesman level. So you're going to come in contact with a tremendous amount of people. But with that same point, you should have handlers that are statesman-like handlers, and that maybe should
shield you
people that you're going to meet with. So, who knows?
But I like that Woodruff is more like Harvey Levin now.
Yeah, a little bit more of a pit bull. Yeah. And it's out there in the viral verse if you want to check it out. So that's interesting. Saturday Night Live will kick off season 47 on October 2nd. Owen Wilson is hosting.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he's making a comeback, I guess. That's the whole thing.
Sure. Did he ever go anywhere? I think he's relevant.
He had a big problem with.
He was depression. He had depression. He was battling depression.
I think there's an article in either I think it's GQ or Esquire that's got him on the cover, and he talks about his world and his life, and got a lot of issues, a lot of demons. Casey Musgraves will be performing on the season opener for October 9th. We will have Kim Kardashian host. I would imagine. Now, a lot of people, by the way, as much as I'm anti-Kardashian, and I don't believe they should get the attention they get, I believe that the comedy is right there. I think it's going to be spectacular.
But I have to issue my yearly Saturday Night Live observation is, remember, they have about 8 months to write the first episode, and then they have 5 days to write the second. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to see, I bet they've got some dynamite stuff with Owen Wilson. And the Kardashian
stuff,
it's an easy target. There's lots of material there. Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Rami Malek, Jason Sudeikis. He's the flavor of the year. He really is. And that's it so far. Remember when we weren't sure if cast members like Pete Davidson or Kate McKinnon would be returning? Well, as of right now, they are still listed as part of the cast on NBC.com. So we shall see. I certainly hope Kate McKinnon's still on the cast.
Yeah, but Pete Davidson, NBC.com still lists Willard Scott, too.
And announcer Don Pardo. Thank you very much. Johnny Depp is the latest celebrity to speak out against cancel culture. He calls it, quote, an instant rush to judgment based on essentially what amounts to polluted air that's exhaled. And he thinks he's gotten, quote, it's gotten, quote, so far out of hand. He adds, quote, I can promise you that no one is safe. Not one of you.
I love you, Johnny Depp. Johnny, is it out of hand?
It's out of hand. No one out that door. No one is safe as long as someone is willing to say one sentence. But he says, quote, if you are armed with the truth, that's all you need. It doesn't matter if a judgment per se has taken some artistic license. Give me my wine!
It sounds like things are out of hand, Johnny.
Out of hand. They're just completely out of hand. Young Danes are sticking nicotine pouches up their butts.
Oh, no.
And they're also the guys...
Pony.
The guys are putting them inside their thing.
Really?
Yeah. It's like a trend that's left health experts concerned and baffled.
Yeah.
According to Danish national broadcaster DR.
I love Danish.
Health experts from across Denmark, including the country's National Health Institute, confirmed the trend independently. Motherboard found multiple threads on Scandinavian forums where users discuss placing nicotine pouches on or up intimate body parts.
Yeah.
Nicotine pouches are popular in Scandinavia, especially among young people. Snus, S-N-U-S. Snus is a wet tobacco pouch that originates from Sweden, has a particularly long tradition in the sub-region, despite being illegal in every European Union country except for Sweden itself.
You know what they could use to find them is a nautical archaeologist.
There you go. Get Mason Miller. In Denmark, the word snooze is oftentimes used as a catch-all term for any tobacco or nicotine pouch placed underneath the upper lip. But they're not putting it under their lip. They're putting it in their dukes.
Their dukes.
Seems like so
Here's
much
to the
work.
Danes.
Yeah, put up your dukes.
Apparently quite painful, too.
Doesn't
Burns.
seem, but
It burns.
Is it a high? Did I miss that within the story?
Well, no, it would be nicotine, so it would be like the rush of a nicotine rush.
Oh,
Go
God.
out to the local convenience
Just
store,
vape.
get one of those Skull Bandits, and put it up your pooper.
Yeah,
That'll,
and-
then you'll be able to find out.
And no lung cancer.
Katie Ledecky, one of the most decorated swimmers in history. I love Katie
Local.
Ledecky.
Local connection.
She will join the University of Florida as a volunteer swimming coach. The school announced Wednesday. The announcement is also telling as far as Ledecky's future. In addition to helping out with Florida's swimming and diving program, Ledecky will train with Florida head coach Anthony Nesti for the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris. Nesti was an assistant coach for Team USA at the Tokyo Olympics over the summer. Must have made a heck of impression on
That's
her.
excellent.
And, whenever I see that, I also kind of wonder, okay, keep an eye on those two. I don't know how old the guy is or whether he's married or anything like that. But, I don't know whether Katie's got a boyfriend or not, or a girlfriend or anything like that. But, I'm suspicious.
The weird thing is the guy asked if he wanted to see his swimmers.
Yes, thank you. You want to see one of my snooze nicotine pouches?
Can you help me with
Do you
this,
mind
please?
grabbing that?
And
Pull
now
the
I have
hammer.
a story for Rob Spiewak, who will be our resident expert on this particular subject. More than 18 months into the COVID-19 outbreak in the U.S., nearly 1 in 5 Americans is consuming an unhealthy amount of alcohol. A new survey suggests about 17% of respondents reported heavy drinking in the past 30 days. According to the survey, which was conducted about over 6,000 adults, of those, over 1,000 of them reported heavy drinking. That's defined as having 2 heavy drinking days per week, at least twice in the previous 30 days. And a heavy drinking day was defined as at least 4 drinks per day.
Sounds about right. And I
How
would
much?
say,
Yes, go. Let me finish
all right.
before you
I
comment.
thought you
It's
would
an
stop.
exciting topic.
It is.
How much alcohol is too much? The National Institutes on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism advise limiting alcohol consumption to no more than 3 to 4 drinks per occasion. Men should have no more than 14 standard drinks a week. Women should have no more than 7. U.S. dietary guidelines recommend no more than 1 drink a day for women and 2 for men. A standard drink serving 12-ounce beer, hard seltzer, or a 5-ounce glass of wine with 12% alcohol, or a 1.5-ounce shot.
A shot. Mike, no one likes a quitter.
Amen. I agree. I hate those numbers.
And by the
Always have
way,
hated
all those numbers are just as valid before COVID. I don't think COVID has changed that much
Yeah, but
for me.
four a night. I mean, who drinks 4 a night? Like that's just.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean,
I mean that you wouldn't even be able to function the next day.
There he is. There he is. Beer, though, normally, right?
Yeah, mostly beers. Yeah, I've been on a Budweiser kick this summer. It's great in a glass bottle, even better in an aluminum bottle. Mike, the king of beers.
Partake during the week, really, but that's a summer thing. When I'm, doing this show in the afternoon, as we get to mid-October, we will switch back to an earlier taping.
Mornings.
And that will mean the show comes before I get together with my mateys.
Aha.
Oh,
Let
I
the
can read
wine
between
flow.
the lines. Yeah,
Let the wine flow. And now a little something.
Yes?
My name is Mike O'Mara, and I'm an alcoholic.
Hi, Mike. Good to see you
A
again.
33-year-old man was stabbed in the buttocks while riding the D train Sunday night, police said. The victim was riding northbound in the Bronx around 8:40 p.m. When he accidentally bumped into another rider while sitting down. The brush begat a bleeding booty when the irate strap hanger took it personally and knifed the man once in the tuchus.
Tuchus.
The NYPD released pictures of the suspected stabber on Tuesday. He is over 6 feet tall, has blonde-tipped dreadlocks, and a piercing near his right eye. The victim was treated for his injuries at the hospital. And a reminder to criminals in our listening audience, if you want to stab people in the buttocks, you might want to forego the eye piercing, okay? Especially with the blonde-tipped dreadlocks.
Yeah. How are we going to find this guy?
I mean, really, over 6 feet tall, blonde-tipped dreadlocks, and an eye piercing. Who could have possibly done this?
This man is a social chameleon.
Yeah. Probably easier to find than that guy down here in Florida. So we'll talk about that when we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show.
I just never pictured Jim Amato getting high. I just don't.
Well, he was a heroin addict.
Yes, that was the old me, with a beastly monkey on my back known as junk, horse, H, or Chinese rock. It wasn't pretty. I'd do anything for a fix of China White, Skag, or the Snow. Dancing in 2-bit dive bars, selling platelets at the free clinic, or turning tricks out behind the digital dumpster for truckers and hobos. Anything to get my smack fix.
Sure.
But then I saw the light. The TMOS Bonus Show, an exclusive shot-in-the-arm hour of comedy that comes to my TMOS app every Friday, filled with naughty words and profound
Nicky
musings
Diamond?
that
Yes,
got me
not
off
next
the horse.
break.
Now
No.
I'm high on laughs.
You need to ask him when.
The results have been
Next.
amazing.
Yes,
I don't
next
have
break.
the shakes, I can eat solid food, and I'm 2 inches taller since I bought my first subscription. Treat yourself to a subscription today to the TMOS Bonus Show and see what good living is all about.
Thank you, Jim. So glad you got clean. Let's talk about ears, shall we? Ears, baby. Just like fingerprints, no two ears are exactly alike. That's why your earbuds probably start getting uncomfortable after a while. And that's no good. No good.
It's bananas.
Ultimate Ears Fits true wireless custom fit earbuds from Ultimate Ears are here to change all that. These are the world's most comfortable earbuds. You get a guaranteed perfect fit in 60 seconds. They stay put when you're on the go, and they feel great. Ultimate Ears Fits actually physically mold to your ear for a perfect fit. Just put them in, connect to the app, and watch the purple LEDs transform the earbuds to your unique shape. Just for you. And their charge lasts all day. Ultimate Ears Fits are perfect for listening to your favorite shows, like this one, right up until bedtime, and for either music or voice. The sound is amazing, and if you don't love them like we do, Ultimate Ears offers a 30-day money-back guarantee and free shipping, free returns, and a 1-year warranty. For a limited time, get 15% off your pair of Ultimate Ears Fits, true wireless earbuds at ue.com/fits. That's right, ue.com/fits. Use promo code TMOS at checkout. That's 15% off with promo code TMOS at ue.com/fits. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's another football weekend coming up. Let's bring the man in here. The man, the legend, Mr. Nicky Diamond. He's trying to get that attention. He's here, standing by in Pahrump, Nevada.
Rob, this is when you chime in.
No, what I was going to say, Mike, is when I said next, I mean the next segment after this, because you had already teased the Scott Laundrie issue. But he's here. We have him standing by. He'll be here in 1 sec.
Nicky!
Yes.
There he is.
How are you? I can't hear him.
Oh, hello, gentlemen.
Don't try on this show to do anything on the fly. It can't be done.
All right, my apologies.
You have to pay attention all the time.
All right.
That's all I wanted to say. Nicky, it is so nice to see you. We had trouble connecting, but there you are, my friend. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I guess you just had to call an audible, and there was a little bit of
I called an audible because I forgot that this is normally when we speak
Thursdays.
with you. It is always a pleasure to see how you are doing. You are looking fit as a fiddle in
Thank you.
Pahrump. How are you doing, by the way? Because have we been writing down Nicky's picks and keeping track of them? We always get obsessed with your relationships and your love life and all that. How are you keeping tabs on your own record?
I mean, I look forward. I don't look backwards. But
okay.
It's been perfect. Let's just say that.
Perfect. That's good. That's a good answer. That's it. That's wonderful. That's great. Nikki, I think that no one can argue about the great NFL season so far. Spectacular games across the board. Every game, it seems like it's going down to the wire. It's going into overtime. It's just been an amazing season so far.
It has been. It's been great to get the fans back in the stadium. I think it really made a difference in some of these games. The Chiefs game against the Ravens the other night. The crowd really pushed. It pushed the Ravens.
What a win.
Yes.
Speaking of pushed, have you pushed Ernie out of your home yet? Or is he still there?
No, Ernie, very much alive, getting that Social Security because he's alive, yes. $1,633 a month because that's what a living person does. No, Ernie's he's at the Fall Festival. Big weekend here in Trump. Missed it last year. Fall Festival is back, yes.
Really?
The pumpkin carving, the parade, the floats, the rodeo, got the pie eating contest, the whole.
Right. So I was thinking with Ernie, Fall Festival is about the season and not about the verb.
Ah, yes, very clever. There you go. Spurlock.
I was just going to say it's another week that we're not going to see him. That's really
it's Fall Festival, Mike.
Yeah, you can't miss that.
Timing.
Yeah.
Once a year during Fall Festival.
That's wonderful. That's very exciting. Let's get right to it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to our picks, Nikki Diamond. Take it away.
Well, you know what? You're going to like this one, Mike. We're going to start off with the Diamond variant because it's unstoppable. You can't stop it. Whatever you try, you can't stop it. And guess what? They may be 0-2, but you know what you want when you're 0-2? To play another team that's 0-2. I say the Giants. They're going to beat up on the Falcons. Come on.
Reset. Reset game.
They could have won last week. They will this week. They're giving 3. They'll win 30-20. The Giants beat the Falcons. Team
Thank you.
Mike O'Mara. 1-2. Here you come, baby, with a bullet or a whipper. Whatever. But you'll take it.
Yay. Yay.
I will give the Diamond pick of the week last because, it's how we're going to finish from now on. So let's get back to the
Thanks. We're dumb here. We're dumb here. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yes. In the NFL. I say the Ravens. We got to put them at number 5. I know they lost week 1, but what a showing. People get mad when you call Lamar Jackson a running back. Is that an insult? I mean, all Frank Caliendo does is do impressions. He's worth $1 billion. So is that really an insult? Running is pretty amazing. The Ravens at 5. The Chiefs still ahead on a neutral field. I say they win, but it's a very small margin. The Chiefs coming in at number 4. Number 3, my Niners. They're back. They're 2 road victories. They're looking good this year. And then the game of the week this week, the teams battling for 1 and 2. Number 2, the LA Rams. Oh, that Sean McVay. What a handsome man.
Isn't he dreamy?
Real dreamboat. About young Spurlock, if you will.
Thank you. I will.
Glowing. Yes. The skin, the tan, the hair, the physique, the abilities in the bedroom. Whatever. Young Spurlock. Yes, absolutely. They're the number 2 team. And number 1, Tom Brady, the ageless wonder.
There they are.
And they're still the best. But I'm looking ahead. I'm looking ahead because you know what happens the next week, Mikey. We got the biggest game in the history, the regular season, the history of the NFL.
Wow.
Brady back to New England. It's 10 days away. I cannot wait. But for all you daily fantasy people, you got to pick one guy this week. You're going to get him cheap. A little cheap. Jonathan Taylor. Slow start, but they're going to lean on him. The Colts need him this week to take on the Titans. They're going to beat it to Taylor, like Bermuda Boy in Vegas, just feeding at the bar. Then go for it. Feed me. I can't get enough. 5 a.m. Guess what another round. Absolutely. He's going to line him up. Jonathan Taylor, baby. Yes. Nicky Diamond, undefeated this year. You can't stop me. Ernie, see ya.
There he goes. Still haven't seen Ernie.
No.
Still haven't seen Ernie at all. That
life.
was it. Yeah. It's an audible, Rob, when I'm calling it for Nicky Diamond. And it's just like, do you realize this is funny? I'm not trying to bust your balls.
No,
I'm
it's
just
not
trying
coming
to tell
off
you,
that way.
Well, no, not at all. But it's warranted. I have never known anyone that when we are on break, when it's over, you're like this.
Can you see the screen with your glasses?
Do you know what I was
literally
doing?
was
Do you
going
know
like
what
this.
I was
This
doing?
is what I was doing.
All right. I saw it after Oscar got, but I was texting Nikki to tell him one more break because he invariably goes into the next segment.
Got it.
And so that's why I was
always
looking
forget
down.
Nikki. It's terrible.
But I always remind
forget
you.
Nikki Diamond.
I always remind you as we go into that last.
It worked out. He picked the Giants.
Yeah, it's good. And I apologize.
There's a term that was used. I was going to use it with Nikki, and I forgot it completely. About not a reset game, but oh man, this guy.
That's a really good phrase though for it because the season starts there.
It's a different game. It's a term. I don't know what it is. I'm not a sports guy. I'm not like
tilt
that.
The ice.
It's not tilt the ice.
The herd. I'm not the herd. Okay. Cowherd uses it, I think, or somebody uses it on Cowherd Show, and it's a team that's playing kind of a patsy that's going to get them back on track, and there's a term for it.
Not a trap
if you know
game,
it,
right?
it's going to drive me nuts.
It's
going to drive me nuts.
I'll find it.
Yeah. When a team in the NFL plays another team and they haven't had a good season,
like the Falcons,
they're trying to get back on it. That's what it's called. But I've forgotten it completely. And when we're talking about sports, I have to say I will plead 100% guilty to being a fair weather fan now of my beloved Boston Red Sox. But I'm here to tell you, I am on the bandwagon. They're playing the Mets now, and they are on a roll.
Are you or are you
not
now,
believe?
Mike? Are you or are you not now the Red Sox fan that you hate?
I am the Red Sox fan that this is the way now I will root for my hockey. And it's the way I will root for my baseball.
All right.
The plodding, lengthy regular season, I will look in on.
Right.
But really, when it comes down to the wire, in the Red Sox case, the wild card,
right,
where they're leading the wild card chase, then I'm into it. They go to the postseason. I can be into it. I can enjoy it. I don't know if I'm the same way. If
they were statistically eliminated right now from advancing, no chance you'd be looking in.
Oh God, no!
Okay,
absolutely not.
This is not the Mike O'Mara of years past with his Red Sox.
I will tell you that I have this guy Brian Dahlbeck, who is the first baseman for the team. I love this kid; he's fantastic. Kike Hernandez, an amazing outfielder that they picked up from the Los Angeles Dodgers, incredible. You got Xander Bogaerts at shortstop. You got not Julio. It's oh my God, he's an Iglesias. But I forgot Jose Iglesias at second base. You got Devers at third base. You got JD Martinez in left field.
Wow.
This is a great team. Yeah, see, I'm back.
Yeah, you're back. Who are they in contention with for the wild card slot?
Yankees, and they're playing the Yankees, and they're playing the Yankees this weekend.
See, it's like they've served it up for you.
They have it for me. I'm excited. Yes,
regarding
sir.
the Giants and Colin Cowherd, right?
Yes.
So look, I don't have the term, but I have one better. One of his most prolific tweets about the Giants. He writes from last season and going into this season.
Okay.
The @Giants are so boring. They just had me sign up for HBO Max. I've got 2 hours to burn beforehand.
He does a lot of good stuff on the Giants, and I listen. I've given him crap in the past, but he's one that's out there that's pretty unique talent. I think he's fun to listen to. Anyway, we got to take a break. When we come back, are we already at? Are we okay? No, I can do this. I can talk about this Florida guy,
and then and then we got the dumpster after that,
and then we have the dumpster. Yes,
right.
I'll keep up. Just send me a message. We'll take a break, and we will come back with a little bit of crime news, our serial portion of the Mike O'Mara Show.
Do you listen to podcasts? Do you like to hear virtual voices through the magic of electronic reproduction? How would you like to hear your voice on a podcast? Now you can. Just submit a promo to the Mike O'Mara Show. If you cut the mustard, you can rub audio shoulders with all the promo greats. James Amato, Paul Christine, even that guy. It's as easy as falling off a log. Just follow this simple procedure. 1. Select a TMOS topic that you want to promote and then record yourself promoting it. 2. Send your promo as an MP3 to rob@MikeO'MaraShow.com. And if it airs, you can be a star. Can fabulous wealth be far behind? Ha 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 ha! You better hurry. We look forward to hearing from you. Here's to showbiz.
Hello. Welcome back, my bookie.
Oh, I love my bookie.
Yes.
This Saturday, there will be blood. So head to mybookie.ag and get in on the UFC First Blood promotion. Here's the deal. When any fighter on the main card bleeds, you win, period. I can't make it better by doing Dracula. The second you see blood, you get paid.
It's that easy.
I love advertising. I do.
Yes.
Keeps the show going. Love it, love it, love it. I won't say I'm having a moment right now. The second you see blood, you get paid. With this bet centered around 5 main card bouts, including 2 title fights. Yes. You know, the octagon won't stay dry for long.
It won't, Mike.
Oscar,
These are facts.
This is true.
These are facts.
Take advantage of the opportunity to make some easy money with MyBookie. Nick Diaz has bled in 3 of his last 4 fights, and Robbie Lawler is a leaky faucet, so you know by the end of his 5-round rematch, blood will be spilled. Head to the Vampires at MyBookie now and use the promo code TMOS to start off with a double deposit bonus. That's promo code TMOS. Double your money. So you can double your winnings with MyBookie. And that's not all.
No?
If you deposit now, you get free plasma. No, I'm sorry. That's not all. If you deposit now, you'll also get a free entry into MyBookie's $50,000 NFL Survivor pool. That's a double deposit bonus free. That's a double deposit bonus. Free money on UFC and a free shot at $50K. That's what I call a winning season. Don't cut yourself. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. MyBookie.ag. Light it up like Nikki Diamond said.
Yes,
that's
please do.
Very exciting. So who is blowing me up right now?
I texted you once just to see if you had
let's
a
see.
term, but I don't think it is.
Okay.
I just threw that out there. Okay.
Man, it's so subtle,
It's driving me
Oscar. That's
nuts.
why I forgot it, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if I'll ever hear it again. It really is just, it's something about a team that's getting back on track.
Got it.
A reset game or something like that. I don't know what the hell it is.
2.0.
2.0.
Game 2.0. The sequel.
A refresher.
So one fact that I wanted to share, and I wrote it down in my show prep today. I just want to say here, where is it there? Some thoughts on the hunt for this guy, Brian Laundrie, down here in Florida. All right, every day, especially down here in Florida, you would not believe the reporters that are out at this national park or preserve area that down here in Florida, just east of the Tampa, St. Pete area. And every day they're looking for this guy. And every night at 6 o'clock, they're ending the search for the day. Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't the parents who were not cooperating with the authorities to start with, weren't they the ones that told cops that he went hiking in the swamp? Weren't they the ones that said that?
I
And
believe they
meanwhile,
gave the tip.
A 2-day head start.
maybe you, Oscar, said this to me before the show. You know, these cops are smart. They know what they're doing. But it seems to me a little ridiculous that this manpower, this amazing amount of manpower, we're talking about swamp buggies and drones and helicopters and police cruisers, and we're on the third or fourth day of this crap.
How much money are we going to dedicate to this garbage can?
Well, this garbage can, I think, might be in the wind, too.
I think he's in You Boys Like Mexico, because at this point, it really seems like they're like, oh, he loves going in the park and doing his thing. And they're like, all right, we're going to go get him. And then the world of technology, who knows if we're just being, there's a smoke screen here, Mike, where they want, God, I want to believe the police are this smart. And I know that some departments are, where they're like, we're going to the park, but then they're finding him through Interpol somewhere.
Right. Yeah. Right.
But
exactly.
Is the manpower and the time spent going grid by grid for this park, which, by the way, they've finished. Now they're going into the bodies of water.
Right.
Is that worth this a-hole who's already, I mean, the young lady, Gabby, was murdered.
Right.
And then there's this, and I'm throwing a haymaker here. There's another school of thought that says Gabby might have not been, this is completely alleged, the only victims in that trip, because there's another double murder that happened.
I heard about
the husband and wife who were murdered.
Yes.
That's a stretch, I think, and the timelines might be a little wacky on that one.
My source is TikTok, Mike, so I don't know 100% Bitcoin if we could buy into it.
From the Insider website, neighbors say they saw Brian Laundrie and his parents leave their Florida home with an attached camper.
New camper. Who did?
After he returned from his trip with Gabby Petito.
Yeah.
Like what, they were putting the camper somewhere and then they came back and
they
he stayed
rolled
or
out.
something?
Yeah.
This
Weird.
is so mishandled
Weird.
by the local cops up there.
What about Find My iPhone? People can find. I tracked down an iPhone around the block here in an Uber, a rogue Uber. Can't we just tap that in? Call the Israelis. They got that software that gets you into anybody's phones.
That's right.
It's weird.
It is.
It's just weird. A couple who live across the street from Brian Laundrie and his family told Fox News on Wednesday that they saw the 23-year-old and his parents leave their home in a truck with an attached camper about a week after Laundrie returned home from a cross-country road trip with his fiancée, Gabby Petito, alone. Authorities are still searching for Laundrie, who's been missing since last Tuesday, and probably longer than that, and is a person of interest in her death, which has been ruled a homicide.
But ever since she was missing, it's not like they've made one absolutely right move. And so we shouldn't be surprised that it's screwed up at this level.
Well, you've got the cops that stopped the couple, and
they did their level best.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that because there are experts in abuse. I was listening to a lengthy interview with someone who's an expert on this, talking about that. You know how, if you watch that, and I watched this video, how he comes across as calm and collected while she's very unhinged.
Yes.
Well, apparently that's the way these things go.
It's a device. It's a device used by the abuser.
Later on, we heard about him slapping her.
There's video online of her. I guess there's a nonverbal hand gesture. And it goes something like this that says you're in trouble, to tell people you're in trouble. And for
I'll use it every day on the show.
And
no, I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
And
the authorities are.
And there is a video of her when the police first approach the van. You can see through the glass where you could tell that she makes this type of. She actually mimics the help sign.
That sounds so internet-y. That sounds
Mike,
so internet-y
again,
to me.
my source is TikTok.
Internet.
So I don't know if Bitcoin we can actually buy into it, but it didn't look like the video was doctored.
Internet.
Yeah.
Bitcoin. Which one was I supposed to say?
No, he got it. He got it in there.
Mike, okay. I took care of you. I have your back.
He got your back.
I just don't know. I mean, this goes on and on. And yes, has it struck the national consciousness?
Of course.
Are people saying there are people that go missing and die and get murdered every day, and we devote all our attention to this because she's pretty and she's blonde,
it's not fair.
And everybody wants to see it.
Look, it's not fair being an uggo. We all know this.
Tell me about it.
But if you go missing and you are attractive and white, guy or girl, that is the unfortunate lens that the media latches onto. I would love to change that where we can, especially for the underrepresented, because people go missing all the time.
This is true. But this is
Have
so
we
easy
seen
to package.
the parents of this guy? Because it sounds like they.
I've seen them.
Have you seen the parents of Brian?
This is the feeling I have about of his parents. And again, this is not from TikTok. My views.
Okay.
There's so much uneasy. They took so many uneasy steps after he came back from his trip, where when they walk out of the house and you see the police talking to them, you're like, oh man, they have to know something. Mm-hmm. They have to know something.
The word is not uneasy. I know what you're trying to say. It's when
two NFL teams have lost.
They took so many suspicious steps.
Right? Suspicious steps.
They did so many suspicious things
after
Why are you acting
he came
so
back.
Suspicious.
Right.
Yes.
Suspicious.
They took so many suspicious steps.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They didn't call the police and say, "Hey, my son just got back from this crazy trip, and he says he doesn't know where his girlfriend is." Weird.
I don't think this requires an airboat in a swamp in a preserve. This requires a couple of good detectives in a room with the parents.
Yeah,
I think that's what this. I think
if the FBI is involved, aren't they doing that now? I hope they are.
I would think so. But it's maddening when I think every time I see, and boy, down here in Florida, do we get this every day. Every time I see all this police activity, and yesterday it was divers that they brought divers out there. I see an entire police FBI operation.
If you're looking for her, I understand. They found her. If you're looking for him, come on.
Yeah.
Like how gullible.
Yeah, but I think this is a bait and switch.
Yes,
I think
I
this
agree.
was all.
Well, I'd like to hope so.
But
Hope
you know, my
so.
wife. I think it was my wife that said to me, "Well, they know what they're doing. They're the FBI." Well, not always. You know, remember Waco? They didn't know what they were doing there.
What about the women's Olympic team? Like, we just saw them on Capitol Hill saying that they talked to an FBI agent. They said something was going sideways, and two agents got fired.
I mean, the gymnasts that we're talking about here? Yeah, it's the same way. It really is ridiculous. So stay tuned. I mean, I'm like everybody else. I just want to see him catch the guy.
That's it.
I don't know if that's possible. I think this was not only a guilty party involved with this, and truth will come out. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. I think this was a well-organized and orchestrated escape plan.
Yeah.
I think they were planning this prior to him getting back to Florida. That's what I think. I could be wrong. Who knows? We'll
find out.
We'll let you know. We're going to take a break, and the dumpster is standing by.
Double D.
And we will be right back with more fun and more thrills. And if you have any information on this missing person, Brian Laundrie, do not send it to us.
No,
we don't know dick.
Call the FBI.
We get all our information from TikTok, and it's well documented. So if you want a conspiracy theory, drop it in our mailbox. We'll be right back.
Hi, folks. It's aging television heartthrob Tom Selleck. Back in the 80s, I played a Hawaiian detective on Magnum P.I. Look, this isn't my first rodeo, and let me tell you something. I wouldn't be here today if I thought the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show took advantage of any American podcast listener. Or worse, that it was some kind of way to take your home. Now, who the hell am I kidding? I'd sell my own grandmother for a hot lunch. No, a Mike O'Mara Bonus Show subscription isn't some kind of trick to take away your home. In fact, it's quite affordable. I mean, I can't afford that kind of thing anymore, but surely you can. After all, this is how Mike, Rob, and Oscar try to feed their families. Go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and start your subscription today, won't you? Look, I'm proud to be part of the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show family. I trust them, and I think you can too. You know, the thing people always ask me is if I banged Courtney Cox when I was on Friends. Yes, I did. And I think you could too.
Oh, Twitch, what are your best ever? Summer may be officially over, but it's still hot. It's hot down here, baby. It's so hot. 94 today.
Too hot.
If you want to know, Southwest Florida. We need to be proactive to keep our body fueled up and hydrated so we can be our best. One stick of Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water hydrates faster and more efficiently than water alone. It tastes great with flavors like watermelon, strawberry, lemon, lime. It sounds amazing because it is. We live on Liquid IV here at TMOS. My wife loves it when she's working out. It makes us feel great, and the taste can't be beat. What makes Liquid IV so effective? Cellular Transport Technology, CTT. It's the optimal ratio of glucose, sodium, and potassium, and it delivers water and nutrients into the bloodstream super fast.
Yes.
Plus, Liquid IV is on a mission to change the world. Products are being donated to hospitals, first responders, food banks, veterans, and active military. Liquid IV has donated over 11 million servings globally. Grab your Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use the code TMOS at checkout. Go get it. 25%. That's your discount. That's 25% off anything you order when you get better hydration today using promo code TMOS at liquidiv.com. Let's open it up and see who's in there today in the dumpster, the digital dumpster.
Good morning. Kathleen Turner, pleased to meet you.
Oh, come on.
She's just visiting. Just visiting.
Very much alive.
Very much alive. And
very
Mike
much,
still manages to look stunning.
Had some health battles, but she's doing well.
Yeah,
now,
she's doing
right?
okay. Doing it. And
Delighted
that was so nice when she could come by the big metal box.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What'd you say, Kathleen?
Good morning. Kathleen Turner, pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you. Pleased to meet you.
This is Kathleen Turner. Hi, Kathleen Turner.
So,
somewhere along the way, I decided that I would just talk like this because I got tired of talking normally. So I just,
weren't you in Body Heat?
I was in Body Heat. We didn't heard a long time ago.
Kathleen, we're going to close the dumpster now, okay?
You're going to close me in?
Yeah, just for a while, you're going to be in the big metal box.
Tremendously claustrophobic.
Oh, you'll be fine. Act like you're not claustrophobic. Acting.
I'm an actress.
Can you act?
Yes, I am. Jazz hands. Actress. That's Kathleen Turner. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Do you remember when those big storms were rolling around last week and they had that tremendous wind in Pennsylvania?
Yes.
A truck had pulled over to the side of the road.
I don't remember.
Okay, well, Mike, it happened in Pennsylvania.
I don't live there.
I know, but it was in all the papers.
It's a national podcast.
But do you remember when we had the tornado hit Annapolis?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in all the papers.
Yeah, it was
the floods in the Bronx.
It's national news.
Yeah, I will say this: no one was hurt, but tornado quality winds. It was not an actual tornado, but it was tornadic-styled winds. It was a tremendous winds in Pennsylvania. Turned a truck on its side, the cab of an 18-wheeler. It was captured on the dash cam. Check out this noise. The driver was okay.
The tornado watch remains in effect until 10 p.m. for southeastern Pennsylvania. Impact at 12.0 feet. A number of secondary roads are closed, resulting in some evacuation. Impact at 14.
And I can see, if you hit something or you take a turn too fast, turning over a truck, but being still and having the wind blow it over, that's crazy.
Them truckers is tough. You don't hear any screaming or nothing.
No. You know what it is, Mike? It's bananas.
It's for the birds.
And also, someone who handled stress very well, Australia this week was hit by a 5.8 earthquake. And ABC News, I didn't know ABC News had an affiliate in Australia. They were on the air. This is how they handled it.
If it's too...
Oh, I've never had an earthquake in here before.
Is it an earthquake or a structural thing?
I don't know.
Let's go. Yeah, that was a big one. I'd still tremor. Yeah.
It really looked like a Star Trek earthquake where they just shook the camera.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's get inside. Go, mate.
Was it, Mike?
Yeah.
Was it an earthquake or was it a structural thing?
Was it structural or was it a real earthquake?
Either way, you gotta go.
Yeah, you gotta get out. You know who
Once a jolly swagman camped by a billy bong under the shade of a coolie bar tree, and he sang as he watched and waited till his billy bong. You come and watch it, Matilda, with me. Get out. It's a structural thing or an earthquake. Get out of here right now.
I'm still trembling.
This is Kathleen Turner. I'm in Australia.
Good morning. Kathleen Turner, pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you. Yes, yes.
Do you think when she said that she was speaking to anybody, or was she just standing on a street corner?
Stick your hand out, and I will bite off 4 fingers.
Were you acting like you were meeting somebody?
Yes, yes. Kathleen Turner, nice to meet you.
It's a wonderful exercise, Kathleen. All right, Patrick Mahomes is not happy. He is not happy with his brother. But on the bright side, he's sounding less like Grover lately. But at I think it was the Baltimore game.
Oh, yeah.
Carrie is his brother's name, right?
Carrie Mahomes?
Carrie Mahomes. Carry me home.
Oh, and I think they live in the old part of the state where I live.
Where's that?
Carry me home's in Old Virginia.
It's Old Virginia. Classic old spiritual.
That's right, Mike. It's Americana.
Okay, we better stop.
Monday.
They were mocking his brother when Baltimore beat his team.
Sunday night.
Yeah, and so he squirted a water bottle at them.
No, he poured. No, I saw. Have you seen the video?
I thought it was a squirt thing, but
this is what happens, and I don't even know how to feel about this, because if I had a brother who wasn't on the field and he was in the stands at a rival stadium,
right,
and something went sideways, like losing the game,
big game,
am I going to be okay with him throwing water on rival fans? I don't know. But this is what Patrick Mahomes said.
This is what Pat said.
No, I'm sorry. You prep your family.
Yeah.
Yes.
Act like you've been there.
Yeah, you're in the big leagues.
Exactly. Here's Patrick Mahomes.
Obviously, it's something that we don't want to necessarily do. There was things said to him and Brittany that you don't see on the clip, but he's been good at not trying to respond to that stuff. He takes a lot, and he's usually pretty good at it, and he'll learn from it, and just try to stay away from those people as best he can.
Yeah.
All of Baltimore?
The whole city.
You know what? He's supporting his brother.
He has to.
Half the other fans that give him crap.
Personal, about you have a side conversation, right? To say, hey, like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Like, we're Super Bowl champs. Yeah. Like, I'm paying your way through life. Don't mess this up for anybody.
One time at a Redskins game, I was making fun of Kathleen Turner, and she threw nail polish remover on me.
See what this feels like in your eyes. See what this feels like in your eyes. If you're going to make fun of my lipstick, I'm going to squirt nail polish remover in your eye.
Are you at this football game doing research for a role?
I love the Chiefs.
Yes.
All right. Kids are great and kids are stupid and kids don't change that much. Did you ever play as a youth Ding Dong Ditch?
Oh, I don't think so.
That's where you ring a doorbell and you run.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I have done that.
Okay.
So sorry.
So these kids are debating whether or not they want to play Ding Dong Ditch. And he says we can't do it because they have a Ring doorbell.
Yeah, these days.
But what he doesn't realize is while they're planning to cover the camera, they're being filmed.
Such
Kids
idiots.
are stupid.
Should we ding dong? Should we ding dong ditch? We have before. No, because there's a camera on it.
Smart
Here,
kid.
I'll cover the camera.
So what do I
They
say?
got him.
They did, of course. And then went viral with Mike. Kids are great. Kids are cute. And kids are stupid. That's your digital dumpster. Have a great Thursday.
You hear it so clearly. That's wonderful. We got to take a break. Our thanks to Mr. Mason Miller, our talking head for the day. If you would like to be a talking head, all you have to do is send your info to Rob with 2 B's at MikeO'MaraShow.com, and you can add your name to this amazing list of listeners that we get a chance to chat with every single week on the show. I always love it. It's one of my favorite parts of doing the show. Also, thanks to Nikki Diamond, and we will be back with a bonus show for you tomorrow. If you have not subscribed to the TMOS bonus show, well, what the hell is going on? Come on.
Please subscribe.
Seriously, you have no idea what you're missing. Kathleen Turner. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, this is Kathleen Turner saying, so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara bonus show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Good morning, Granny. By saying good morning doesn't mean I want you to have a conversation with me.
If that's a joke, I love it. If not, I cannot wait to unpack that with you.